How's everybody doing? We are live with Family Trails. We have become really good friends with them. They are amazing people, and they have a YouTube channel. And if you want, you can go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of explain about your channel and where you all are at and what y'all are about.
Absolutely. So I'm Arlo, and basically our channel is basically two families that which we're really good friends with, and basically we just want to share what we do together. We're always outdoors. We like taking the kids outside, getting them outside as much as possible, and so we thought maybe it might be a good idea to share it with people out there if they're looking for ideas or give them, you know, an opportunity to see what you can do, you know. And so, yeah, we have a lot of fun doing it. And basically, it's just something we can look back on. All these videos is something down the road when our kids are older and they grow up together. They can look back and just, see what was going on, what we were doing together. So, yeah, that's pretty much what our channel's about.
Yeah,
Family.
they go out on a lot of adventures. I wish we could adventure as much as you all do. They put quite a few videos out about going. Y'all go camping. Y'all cook on the fire. ATVs. Y'all go riding on ATVs a lot. That's something we'd love to do more. We don't get to do it as much as we would like, but I think it's really amazing how you all have like a little group and you all hang out and go on these adventures together. And of course, you bring the kids along with you, which is super important. They need those experiences in life, and that's what I love about your all's channel is that it's so family oriented, and you all get to do all those fun things together. And I thought that it was important for my viewers to get a look into your all's channel and get to experience those things with you all like we have. We really enjoy your all's videos, and you all are just so cool. You all are the sweetest people, and I think that it's awesome. You all get to do all that together.
Thank you very much. The kids are getting to the age now where they can start coming along more. You know, Marshall's only 6, and the oldest in the group is 7. So they're starting to, get on their own now, and they can partake in more adventures with us. And another thing we like to show
Yeah.
too, you don't need a lot of money to go out and have fun. So,
Yeah.
just we usually go up behind. I got it's all woods behind us, and Mark, the Bujo family. That's the other family, obviously. And just simple. Go up on the trails up there and have a little lunch out in the woods. And the kids, they really enjoy it. They got imagination. They go out and they do. That's a whole new world for them. So you don't need a lot of money to go out and have fun and experience new things like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's so important for them. I mean, it's fun for us adults, but if you watch the channel, I'm a big advocate of just being outside all the time. We spend, we spend more time outside than we do inside, and of course we do that through farming and with our animals, but um it's so important to just have those kids outside as much as possible. That's where they learn so many things, and it's just very important. And I, you can see that when you're watching your all's videos, how those kids just run and play and have fun and do big important things with their imagination and learn important things like cooking on the fire and going out in nature and just looking around and being with nature is so important. And I love that through your videos that you get to see that. You had posted a video here recently, and it was a couple kids out there, and they were in the woods, and I think were they building a plane or something with like
Yeah, they
moss
were.
and trees?
Yeah, so they were actually building a hunting blind, a deer blind for hunting
Yeah,
season.
that's amazing. Yeah,
And
that's
that's just
amazing.
so that's you can see the things catching on and how they catch on, right? And it's just natural.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, they just do it naturally. It's not pushed on them or anything like that. It's just a way of life around here. It's it's a good feeling when you're sitting around having supper and you know, the stuff on the table is stuff that you provided. And
Yeah,
you know, we
absolutely.
still buy groceries at the grocery store, but you know, when you can sit down and you have your vegetables from the garden and your meat from the woods, and you're sitting there and you look around, your family's eating it, it's a really good feeling. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's something amazing about the sacrifice that it takes from that animal to be put on the table, but that you can experience that all together, and that it's something that's lost in the generations to come that are coming, and it's something that's been lost in the last few generations of where our food actually comes from and how to actually get food. And I think people are coming back to it. I think they want to experience the things that our ancestors and our, people have experienced. But generations, even my generation, I'm a millennial, that wasn't something that, majority of people grew up with. Now we're we're country people, we're in the Appalachian Mountains, so it's something that we're familiar with. But you get into the bigger cities and stuff like that, and they don't know where their food comes from. And it's so important that we do know where our food comes from, and we know how to get it. We know how to find it. We know how to prepare it. We know how to cook it. We know all of those things. And that's something that I'm so excited that you advocate. And I think that's why we hit it off. Our channels hit it off so well, and we hit it off together because we have the same values when it
that's
comes to being out in nature and getting your food and things like that.
yeah.
Arlo, Daisy, you asked where you all are from.
We are from a little island, which is called Cape Breton Island, and it's in Canada, and it's in the eastern part of Canada, which is part of the province Nova Scotia. So Cape Breton is an island, and we live on another island in the middle of the island. So it's basically called an island in an island, and that is Boldry Island. So
Wow.
yeah, so we're surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. So we have the smell of salt in the air at all times, and it's a quiet little place, Cape Breton, and it's it's very peaceful here. Lots of nature. We have the Cape Breton Highlands, which is very popular, and a lot of tourists travel around what we call the Cabot Trail, which is in the top 10 most beautiful drives in the world. So very happy and blessed to be in Cape Breton. I couldn't live anywhere else.
Were you raised there? Is that where you grew up and was raised?
I was born here, and my whole family was born here, and then my parents moved to Ontario, which is a very big province in the central Canada. And like most
Yeah.
families back then, they had to move up there to find work because where Cape Breton is so small, there's not a lot of opportunities.
Yes.
So once I got my education and I had an opportunity, I moved back as soon as I could. And the funny part about that, yeah, the funny part about that is then my parents actually followed me back home. So it all worked
Wow.
out good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good when you can have everybody together. There's nothing like home. There's
Yeah.
nothing like home. It just you can go off somewhere. I know we've never we've never left or moved anywhere. Well, my husband has, and I lived in Missouri for a time when I was younger with my grandparents. My family moved down there for a short period of time. But there's something about just being home, and when we go on vacations and things and we start seeing the mountains, we start getting excited because we know we're close to home. Those mountains just are just inside of us, and I'm sure that's like that with you and your little island. That it's just something inside of you that just feels like home.
Some of my favorite memories were coming down when I was a kid on summer vacation and going to my grandparents' house. Every summer I used to come down for 2 weeks, and it was the highlight of my summer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know you said you all are like on an island. Is it is fishing a big thing in your area or
fishing is a major part of our heritage, as well as coal mining. So Cape
yeah.
Breton was one a huge coal mining area, and same with fishing. Unfortunately, the coal mines phased out, early 80s, late 70s, but the fishing still is strong. The main industry is lobster. So lobster fishing is
Wow.
one of the main ones. And then you got crab, halibut, shrimp, mussels. So fishing is a very big part of Cape Breton.
That's awesome. See, we're in the mountains, so we don't have no. The closest thing we get is a big lake in our area, but it's amazing when we get to go to other places and get to bring that fish back and get to have the fresh fish and things like that. I can't imagine having it all the time. We love fish, things like that, but I can't imagine. I'm a little jealous, actually, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little jealous that you get all that access to fish, but I think that's amazing. And Bacon and Andy both are big seafood eaters. I'm just a fish eater. I've never tried lobster. That is on my bucket list to try, but I like the shrimp and all that. And I just can't stomach the shrimp. I can't do the shrimp, but they would. They love the seafood, and somebody said you were spoiled. You are. You're
Um,
spoiled.
yes, but that's one thing we don't take it for granted. We enjoy it, and we cherish that stuff. One of the
Yeah.
biggest things around here, biggest tradition is on Mother's Day, you get your mother or your wife a dozen lobsters for Mother's Day. So that's
That's neat.
yeah, so that's a big thing around here.
Yeah, that's super neat. And that gets me on the subject I was thinking. Um, and I wanted to talk about it, just the difference. Um, I think you had sent us a box that had all of the Canadian goodies in it, and trust me, we have enjoyed them. All the Canadian goodies in but it's amazing to me that you all aren't that far away, but it seems like a total different world. And it's
Yes.
exciting to watch and see, just how different it is from us. And, we've had conversations too, and just, it's just so different. It's great to see you were talking about, the tradition of the Mother's Day, giving them lobsters and stuff. It's fun to see different cultures, different traditions, different types of food, different areas and things like that. And that's what I love about YouTube is because it opens that world up, and you can just see, even just different states away. It's different. And we're in the Appalachian Mountains, and we're seeing, in the United States, we're seeing as really different people. We do things differently. And I think that that's just amazing that we get to see that, we get to see Nova Scotia through your all's eyes. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, the internet definitely makes it a smaller world, and like it's just a different way of making friends. You don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. YouTube is very tricky, and so some of the hunting stuff and that we're kind of wary. We're not sure, like we don't want to offend people and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a fine balance. And but someday I want to go to the Appalachian Mountains. That is on my bucket list to go there hunting. I've seen so many videos of people up in the mountains hunting deer and tracking them down, and it's a beautiful place, and it's definitely a place I'd like to visit someday.
Yeah, well, we welcome you with open arms. That's one thing about Appalachians. We love to show people our place, and we do have the big bucks. Even in the United States, we have the big bucks and the big deer. People come from all over the place to come hunt our deer. But that's that you were talking about watching people from Appalachia, and and it and you enjoyed seeing um the different worlds that we have in this little earth that we have. We have so many different things to offer from different areas, and I love that through this platform we can do that. We can share those things with one another and our love for those things. I mean, you're talking about Nova Scotia, your island, and the love that you have for your island, and I'm the same way about our little Appalachian mountains. And it's just amazing that we get to see that through each other's eyes and other
Yeah.
people's eyes. The things that we love and love.
It says your mom was wanting to know if we have bears in our area.
Yeah.
So we actually do have bears here, but in this part of Canada, we only have the black bears.
The
So
black
they're
bear.
kind of like, yeah, black bears. So they're kind of the smaller one out of the family. The grizzly bears, the big boys, they're out on the west coast of Canada. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so by the black bear get up around about 600 pounds. So they're pretty big, but they're not the big ones in the family.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not big on the bear meat, so that's one thing we don't pursue eat personally. But they're beautiful. I've seen them out in the wild, and they're pretty majestic. They're beautiful animals.
Yes, we have bears, but that's something that we don't really get to experience. I don't know if I'd really like to get that close to a bear, to be honest with you. But they are beautiful on the TV screen. Gorgeous
Yes,
on the TV screen.
yeah, and it's funny. They're more scared of us than we are of them. I
Yeah.
find. Yeah, that's one
He
thing.
asked. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He asked because his mom is really wanting. That's my husband, Andy. He's wanting. She's really wanting to go bear hunting, and so she wanted to know about your all's bear. That's on her bucket
Okay.
list. The bear hunt.
Yeah, they their favorite food is donuts. So if she can get some donuts, she'll find a bear.
Well, we have to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Have you? I know you said you didn't like the bear meat. Have you personally hunted bear?
I haven't. I know people who do, and it's actually quite popular here. We're kind of overpopulated with them actually, and so much so that they're kind of like a nuisance. But
Oh, okay.
it's a lot of work, and I'm not fussy about it. So usually, that keeps me away from hunting them. The only things that I would hunt are things that I'm going to eat. So, but the people who do hunt them that I know really enjoy it, and so that's what they do. But yeah, it's quite popular here. It's just something I didn't pursue. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's very interesting.
yeah,
See, we have a hunting season for them, but they're not really a nuisance animal or something that we have major problems with.
yeah,
But it makes sense. You all being a small island, and y'all probably get more places to hide and more good things to eat than we probably do in the mountains.
yes. And I don't use firearms. I'm strictly a bow hunter. So,
Yeah.
um, and that's another thing too. It's a little tricky with the bow, and sometimes you tee them off a little too much, and could get a little scary when you go try and find them. So,
Yeah. They got to
yeah,
get a little bit closer with
mhm,
that bow.
that's right. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, since we're talking about bow hunting, you want to maybe tell us a fun story or a fun experience that you have while hunting with your bow, or talk a little bit about how you got into bow hunting or any of that?
Um, it's funny. I got into bow hunting. So when I was younger, I used to hunt with a rifle. And then when I moved down here, I kind of just got out of the hunting. And then Mark, my very good friend that you see on this channel a lot, had a bow. So he said, check this out. So I checked it out and stuff. And I really got intrigued by all the little parts and the precision. And then so I got my own and I took it up. So here's Marshall. He wants to come say hi.
Come on in, buddy. Hi, Marshall. How are you doing?
Good.
You're doing good. It's great to see you. I heard it was somebody's birthday the other day. Was it somebody's birthday the other day?
It's Dad.
It was Dad's. Did you like that cake? Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And what a way to spend your birthday, but out on the trail, bring the birthday cake out, friends and family. It's simple, nice. I couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Absolutely. That's the best times.
So back to the bow. So yeah, I ended up getting my own, and I joined a bow club. So aside from hunting, another thing I'm very passionate about is shooting at the club and actually doing archery competitions and shoots.
Ooh, awesome.
So yeah, so it's like you get to shoot your bow all year round. So you travel and it's 3D archery is what we're really passionate about. So basically, they're big foam animals, and it's kind of like golf, and they're set out at different yardages, and you walk a course, and you shoot, and then you add up your score. So that's something else we really enjoy too. So yeah, archery is a true passion of mine. And actually, Marshall, we got him his first bow for Christmas this year, and he's going
Great.
to come to the club and shoot now. And he's only 6, so give him a couple of years, he'll be shooting better than me probably. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. See, we had talked about it in the beginning, but it's so important for children to have those experiences, um, to to really to get a grasp on those skills that were at one point in time a thing of the past. But it's amazing that that we can carry those things on. You were talking about you being passionate about it, and I think that that's amazing, and that's something that you can pass on to Marshall, and that's something that he'll always remember. And even if he quits, years down the road, he'll always have those experiences with his dad, shooting the bow and having those experiences. And when he goes on his first hunt, he'll have that. He'll remember that, and I think that that's amazing that you included him in the part of bow
yeah,
hunting.
yeah, that's the thing about YouTube. They say you have to pick a niche. The problem with our channel is we have so many hobbies and so many fun things. We just can't narrow it down.
Yeah.
So, so we're more like a family, and this is our activities, and it's a little bit of everything that we get it. So
Yeah.
whether that
Yeah,
works
that's
out
what I
for
like
us,
about
yeah,
That's what I like about is that you all are just you don't have that niche, but it's just a good family channel of just being together, and a lot of times it's being outdoors, and I think that that's amazing. Daisy Q said, "I heard bear tallow is good for your face. Have you ever heard that?
I have never heard that. No, and so I'm not too sure. Yeah, but
Might
it's
be for
all natural.
moisturizing
Hmm.
for these
That was
dry winters."
one thing I liked about your channel was the farming side, because back in my younger days, I used to be a farmer, and I used to work the hay fields. I used to do seeding, and basically it's just up the road from us. And I think I mentioned to you it's a poultry farm. So they raise chickens for egg production. And they're actually the biggest producer in Nova Scotia. They have around probably 70,000 chickens. So it's a commercial. It's commercial, but they have all updated facilities. It's closest you can get to free range without being free range. And
Yeah.
so I worked there for a long time, and seeing you guys with the round bales and stuff brought back so many memories of being out on the tractor for, 13, 14-hour days making hay and bringing it back to the farm and seed the fields. So I kind of love, and that's something I wanted to get into was the chickens. I got to convince my wife, but it'd be nice to have maybe a dozen.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens there. I'm still working on it.
Chickens ain't too bad. They're not
So,
too bad. It's worth it for the eggs, in my opinion. We love good farm eggs.
yeah,
Nothing like them.
and good for bacon, like bacon, baked goods and stuff like that. And chickens too. They're good for the bugs. They're out at the garden. That's one thing. We're avid gardeners as well. So hopefully this spring incorporate some of that into our channel too. But we do gardening, and so they say chickens are good for your garden. They'll go around and eat the pests, the insects, and stuff like that. They keep the crows out of your yard and stuff like that. So there's a few pluses maybe.
Yeah, well, their manure is fantastic for the garden, but they will eat your tomatoes. We lost about 80 to 100 tomatoes this year to free range chickens.
Wow. Well, that's
But we grew plenty of tomatoes, so they could have a few. But
okay.
Andy says, my husband says, is that the butt end of a fly rod I see on the wall? He's a fly fisherman.
Is it all right if I turn the phone? I'll show you the rods.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
So this is basically my den down here. I keep all my outdoor fishing gear, hunting gear, all kind of organized down here. So there's my rods. There's a couple of fly rods up here. This here's a Reddington, just a classic trout rod. Saltwater rods here for the big bass. That's a 9-weight fly rod. So I got a good selection of rods, and you kind of need them. So if Andy needs to buy a new rod, don't give him a hard time because he needs certain rods for certain fish.
He don't need no more rods. He's got 40 or 50 rods.
Okay.
No, he don't have that many, but he's probably got a good 30 of them.
Oh wow.
He's a big musky fisherman, and he also fly fishes a bit, and but we mostly do panfish, bluegill, and crappie.
Yes, I noticed the bluegill is very popular down there. I see a lot of guys catching them. So yeah, that's cool.
It's a favorite around here. Bluegill, in my opinion, out of which I do like muskie awful well, but in my opinion, for the panfish, crappie is my favorite, and bluegill are absolutely delicious. They're my favorite.
Up here, the striped bass are the most sought after for cooking. They call them the chicken of the sea. So and we catch a lot of them, and we'll freeze them, and the kids love it because there's no bones. It's just like chicken nuggets, and they will clean their plates over time.
My dad is the best fisherman in the family. We've got my sister married a fisherman, I married a fisherman, and then my dad was always a fisherman too. So they spend a lot of time out on the water, and I know about all the poles and all the equipment that they say they need.
I see Andy said he has a 9 weight TFO. Yes, TFOs are nice rods, and they're up and coming. They're getting more popular around here. Yeah, they're very nice rods. I like them. And I got my 8 weight for salmon fishing, so we're gonna try and do some salmon fishing this year.
I'm just
Yeah,
fishing every day for my lessons. I never end up getting time to go. That happens now.
yeah. We caught the fever last summer, and I gotta say the wives were very generous by letting us go. We did a lot of fishing last year, and that's the thing. We didn't start the YouTube channel until September, so it's only been a few months now, and we missed so much of the summer and all those fishing trips. So hopefully this spring now we'll be able to have a lot more content that we want to put out, and yeah, fishing is definitely going to be part of it.
Yeah, we don't get to spend as much time fishing as we'd like to. But in years past, when we had a little less animals, we went fishing every single day. And Andy would, on his days off, he'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning in the middle of winter and icicles just hanging off of his face on the on the water, musky fishing. But he loves it, and and I love eating the fish.
Daisy asked if they have a limit, and yes, they do have a limit, and usually we do a lot more catch and release than we do keep. Uh, so if we're out, say, fly fishing and we're catching trout, we'll usually release most of the trout that we catch. We use barbless hooks so it doesn't hurt their mouths. And if we're going to keep a trout or something like that, we'll just cook it right up there, right on the side of the stream, cook it right there for lunch, and then the rest we just let go. That's that's just we're not greedy, and so yeah, we just do it for the fun and the excitement of it. So
It's being out in nature. Sometimes that's all you need.
that's right. I agree.
Yeah. And we've talked about it a million times, but it's so important for children to be out there with you and fishing and learning to fish and just being out on the water and wading through the water if you got a low spot and just letting them play in the water and just being out there. It's an experience that they'll never forget.
That's right. Marshall loves fishing. He loves mackerel fishing off the dock. We got a dock down the road, and he always asks to go fishing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
She's got a little bit of her mama in her and a little bit of her daddy in her. She likes fishing sometimes, but she gets more distracted about just being out there. I can sit and fish for a couple hours and then I just want to sit on the bank and just watch the birds and watch the fish in the water and dig through the water and dig on the bank for treasures. And I'm not.
That's one thing I find Marshall is very interested in it. He's very interested, so he doesn't get distracted too easily. So he's determined to catch one and show everybody that he can do it. Right? So,
That's
but
great.
if Andy gets a chance someday, he should go on and look up the Marguerite River, and that's one of renowned salmon fishing rivers, and it's about a half an hour away from us. You might just like watching a few videos of the Marguerite. That's where we spend most of our time fishing. So usually if you see any fishing videos, that's where we're at. We're in Marguerite, and some really good salmon, Atlantic salmon.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll be looking that up as soon as we get off here. He loves to watch fishing videos, and he loves to fish. He just loves just the act of fishing. I when we got together, I said, "Oh yeah, I love fishing." And Grace and my dad fished a lot. My mom would actually get aggravated with my dad because he would get off work, he would take his fishing pole and his tackle box to work with him, and he wouldn't come in until after dark because he would go fishing as soon as he got off work. Uh, he didn't come
That's a
straight
good
home.
idea. That's a good idea. I might use that one.
I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. But Andy, I mean, I thought I loved fishing until I met my husband. He loves fishing, and he just loves the act of fishing. He just loves doing it, and he spends a lot of time out on the water, and I'm glad that he has that to do. And it's opened up different things for Lakin to learn to do and different experiences for her to be in. And I can remember those things growing up fishing with my dad, and I think that it's important for her to have those experiences and those things as well through her dad.
Those are memories she'll cherish for a very long time, forever. I can remember the first time I went fishing with my father, and that was a long time ago. And it's just like yesterday I can remember it. So, or
Yeah.
anything that you do with your parents, really, and you always remember those things. So
Yeah.
that I keep that in mind when we're with our kids too. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's something about being a parent that those things turn from it being fun for you, but if you making it fun for them, and then when it's fun for them, it's fun for you.
I just like watching them. When you watch them do things, and you get so proud. And it doesn't matter what it is. If they learn a new skill, do something on their own, and it's just a great feeling. So it's a little bit selfish because I enjoy
Yeah.
it, and they're having fun. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what's great about it is when you're out doing those things, you can see those things through their eyes if you really pay attention and watch, and you can watch them experience those things. And there's a big fun in that. There's a part of your heart that just lights up when you see those moments of them, experiencing the things that maybe you experienced as a child or the things you wanted to experience.
Yeah.
And I think it's just wonderful.
So you guys have any plans for New Year's?
I think I'm just gonna stick around the old homestead.
Yeah.
Are you all gonna be doing anything?
Mark and his wife and the kids are going to come up. It's a kind of they're starting a new tradition. Same thing we did last year. We make a big feast, so we have all kinds of food, everything you can imagine, and then out in the backyard we have a hill, and we set up the big lights. We're going to go sliding and make hot chocolate, stuff like that, and shoot off some fireworks and stuff like that, and then see if the kids can make it until 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they usually can't. There's
hi,
Linky.
Lincoln. Hi. How's it going? You missed Marshall. He was just down
Yeah,
here, but he's up again.
We're watching it.
I think they're watching us
Oh,
through the other. They're watching us through the other room.
okay.
We're usually just about homebodies when it comes to holidays. We're at the farm now though. I don't know if you've ever heard of the game. Usually people do it at Christmas. It's a saran ball, and there's like different prizes in the saran ball, and you unwrap it.
Oh, I was actually just watching some of that on your Facebook page because we kind of have something similar, but not quite as extravagant. I thought that was really cool, actually. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so we're gonna do a big saran ball for New Year's, and we
Oh,
done had our blue beans and our fried cabbage and ham.
oh, yes. Actually, Mark and them should be up here soon. I'm not sure if they're going to get here in time to come down and say hello or not. We had our first snowstorm last night, so we had a bunch of snow, and then we lost our power last night at 12, and it didn't come back on until about half an hour ago.
Oh no.
So everybody's rushing trying to get everything cooked in time. But yeah, but the losing the power thing didn't really affect us much. If you watch any of our videos, you know, we're just fine without power.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I was gonna say something that completely slipped my mind. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. We usually have like in our area, or I guess it's in the United States, we have like a food that's a tradition, which is black-eyed peas on New
Oh, yeah.
Year's. Do you all have traditions like that in Canada?
the only tradition that we have is shooting our guns at 12 o'clock. And like I said, this is our second year now. We just make a big feast of delicious food and hang out, have the kids together, and go outside, play. That's basically our traditions now. We make our own traditions.
Yeah. I think I'm not a fan of black-eyed peas, so we usually don't eat them. But they say they bring good luck and they eat them.
Oh, well, yeah. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's I think it's an American thing, but I know in Appalachia, they do that. A lot of times you'll go into a restaurant and they'll give you like on New Year's and they'll give you like a complimentary bowl of black-eyed peas to bring in the good luck.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty interesting. Yes.
Yeah, I wish they would make the tastier food. Maybe like a piece of chocolate to bring in the New Year's.
Yeah, Mark and them are on their way up now, so hopefully they get here in time to be able to say hello.
Yeah, we'd love to have them on. Usually, as far as traditions go, though, we usually don't do too much. So we are going to do the Strand Ball, and we always pray the New Year in. Our church usually gathers together, and we pray the New Year in. But that's about it. We're boring. We don't have much traditions, and then of course in the United States we have the ball drop in New York, and
Yes.
do you all do something like that in Canada? Do y'all have the ball drop or?
They usually have a big concert in Toronto, and they'll do a countdown. But nothing like the States do. No, we don't have that big thing that is big and famous like that. I think each province kind of does their own thing, and because each province is so different. So yeah, no, we don't really have much like that. Especially not
we're Americans. We're over the top.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could probably. I'm from America, so I'm allowed to say that, and you can just agree with me. You don't have to say it. You just agree with me. Somebody said, Lazy Q said 2024 is going to be a good year. Can't wait to garden. Me either, and I'm sure that Arlo was excited about the garden as well.
Yes. Yeah, we grow tomatoes, but we do cherry tomatoes. Those are my favorite because you can just walk around and you can eat them. Sometimes I'll skin them and use them for tomato sauce for spaghetti and stuff. We do corn and of course chili peppers. That's my specialty. I love growing chili peppers. We do potatoes and snap peas, sugar snap peas. That's my wife's favorite. They usually don't make it to the house. They usually get eaten right out in the backyard. We go pick them and just eat them. Yeah, so we garlic and onions and stuff like that. And yeah, it's one thing I've done since I was really young is grow things, and I grow everything from seed. And it's just it's a fun time. I really enjoy gardening, other passions. So,
Yeah. Seen some pictures of your peppers, and they're, if a pepper could be beautiful, that would be the way that you describe them. They are really pretty, and I know that you put a lot of work into, keeping your pepper lines from cross breeding and things like that. And I think
yeah,
that's
and I'll have to send you some seeds of super cayens. I call them the big juicy cayennes. They are really nice. I pretty much eat cayennes on everything. They're great on eggs and they're great in tomato sauces. I eat them on everything, really. So I dehydrate them and I just have them in a little shaker and I just use them like pepper.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm a big pepper girl. I love spice on everything. Some of my favorites. And you talked about sending the seed. We're definitely gonna have to seed swap. I'm
yes,
gonna have to send you some of our pole beans from
definitely.
our precious mountains. We're gonna have to try some of those.
I would love that. That would be fantastic.
Even across the United States, I don't know what it is. Kentucky is just known for our green beans.
Oh, okay.
And there's just something, I don't know. Well, we just grow good beans, I guess. And
Yes. And the
probably
deer love
because
them.
probably because we primarily live off of them in the summer. We perfected the green bean in the Appalachian Mountains.
The only thing about the beans, they take over quick. You got to stay on top of them. I find, and that's one thing about where we live in Nova Scotia. We don't have our hardness zone is I think a 6, so we have a very short growing season here. So you have to, you have to do a lot of planning to have a successful crop here. We just don't have the weather and the sun and stuff like that. So it's tricky, but
we grow a couple of different varieties of beans, and they're all three bean. Have some funny names for them. I'll tell you. There's a bean called a turkey crawl bean, and you'll probably never guess why it's called a turkey crawl bean. But leave it up to the Appalachians to come up with something goofy. They call it the turkey crawl bean because supposedly somebody killed a turkey and they were processing the turkey and they found this bean seed in the crawl of the turkey. They planted it and we got turkey crawl beans. Now I don't know how accurate the story is.
Yeah. Now you never know.
Here it goes.
Yeah, I like that.
We also have a bean that's pretty prolific and it does great all summer long. And it's called a rattlesnake bean. And they're very interesting beans. The pod of them, they probably grow about that long. And the pod of them purple on the outside of them. And once you cook the bean, it's gone. The color goes away and they turn into a regular green color bean. But they are a wonderful bean and they have an amazing taste as well.
I like getting them fresh out of the garden and putting them in a pan with some butter. Then you add some salt and pepper. They're delicious. Fresh out of the garden. Really good.
Yeah. Typically, how I've had them like that, and they're really good like that. In the Appalachian area, we do them a little bit different. And what we do is string beans. So you string them on either side.
Yeah.
And then you break them into pieces about this big. We put them in a pot of water and cook them all day long with some salted pork or how about you do bacon, something like that. Throw some onion in there, pull them, simmer them real low and cook them. You can throw them in the crock pot and throw some taters in there. 30 minutes before they're done, however long you chunk your gonna depend on done. Throw your taters in there, and once the taters are done, you eat them, and that's a meal. I usually have them with cornbread or something like that.
Nice. I like cornbread. I love it. Yeah, so we're definitely going to be doing it there again this year. But the peppers are actually going to be started soon. They take 9 months before the flower, so they got to be started middle to the end of January from seed, and then they'll start flowering mid-August. So and then start getting really cold, and we want to have the light. So it's tight to get them in. So you have to start to get those. You have to start to move, and but yeah, we figured it out. We should get a good crop. So I'm looking forward to that and getting the garden and making some content on that as well. So there's a lot coming up once we get through the winter, and yeah, so we got a lot of ideas for this year.
Yeah, it's hard to grab that content in the winter. Like that. The entire winter. I'm garden and what we're gonna try next. And if you, yeah, I'm sure you've seen it, and a few others have seen. We've done had the tractor out there.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can you hear me all right? You're kind of freezing up a little bit.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
no, yeah, you're kind of freezing up a little bit there.
Hey.
Come on in, bro. They're kind of freezing up a little bit. We got chaos. Yes, send them out. Mark's here to say hello. Hold on, he'll Connor. Yeah, I'll head up the stairs. I'll head up the stairs. Yeah, just in case. Connor, come here. Connor was a little too excited. Couldn't make it. Couldn't make it in. Connor was too excited.
What is a snowstorm for you all? Like, what is the amount of inches that is considered a snowstorm?
I would say, I would say 30 inches or so, or more. 30 inches or more. So we go by centimeters here. So a good storm down here would be 35 centimeters, and 80 km/h wind. So that'd be a pretty big storm here. We get the nor'easters, they call them. Yeah. So the one we had last night was just a baby one. It was actually the first snowfall we had this year. So that's one thing that's changing. We don't get as much snow. And the last few hunting seasons now we get snow on the ground. And, so I don't know if that's the direction we're going into now. We get a lot more rain now. So.
Yeah, it's the same way I feel like everywhere. It's a wee bit warmer, and we just don't get as much snow as we probably have been used to in years past. I can remember as a child having a lot more snow and a lot more ice than we usually get in our area, the real winter doesn't usually start until mid-January into February. March hits, it's pretty while, but it's not pretty warm.
Yeah. There's it's just kind of hard to hear you a little bit there. I don't know
Let me see. Check them out a little bit. Check on both ends. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Just sounds like wind, like a wind on a microphone.
Yeah, it sounds like that on your end too. So I don't know
Okay.
the connections.
It must be a connection.
But it said it's like a buzzing sound in the background. I don't know what would be causing that, to be honest. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can hear you a lot better now. Yeah.
Coming and going, like you can hear one thing here, and then it'll just be muffling.
Yeah.
I'm moving it around like it's there's actual wind outside.
You never know. It's just a signal.
Yeah. We were talking about the snow and stuff, and I figured you all would get, a lot more than what we would get. We are in like there's the Appalachian Mountains. We are like the start. We're the very bottom, and there's some that they're actually on top of the mountain, and they get a little bit more than we do, and it gets a little tricky and slippery up there, and things like that. But we're down at the bottom, and we usually get excited about what we call a skip of snow, which is just a little layering.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen a few videos. The guys will go up to the top of the mountains, and that's how they will hunt deer. They'll literally track them in the snow. And, it's a lost art form, which is not many people do it anymore. And, it's something I'd like to try. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've never tried or like that, but it's fun to go out into the mountains and explore. And we're more like what they call like country. We're like see the big little
Okay.
it's fun. And just what we call herping. I don't know if you're looking for snake or things like that. About
It's I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it's I don't know, the signal is getting really. There we go. Yeah. Must be everybody down here is getting their power back. They're probably all jamming the signals up, trying to get back on.
Well, we're here, and I hope everybody can hear this. Using a signal. Anybody thing they watch. While we're asking the questions,
I can't hear you. Watch. Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's very broken up though. I don't know what's going on there.
So our video is failing us here. I guess we'll just hop off. It doesn't look like anybody has any questions.
Okay.
Out with you, and
Yes.
hopefully I encourage everybody to go over to Arlo's channel, Family Trails, and watch their videos. They do all sorts of fun things. It's a great family channel to sit down and watch. But I appreciate you coming on with us, and it was so good to have you, and it was so good to see Marshall's face.
Yes.
And
He was acting
hanging
shy.
out.
Yes,
That's
thanks for having us on. We really had a good time. And it was nice chatting.
It was nice talking to you, and hopefully we can do this soon.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Absolutely.
And your resolution is to get Andy on camera more next year. If I can do it, he can do it.
There he is.
There he is, Andy. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. I heard.
And we're going fly fishing someday.
We'll have to do that. Yeah.
You guys come up to the Maritimes. Awesome. That's it. That's your invitation. There you go. You're coming up here.
All right.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.